What's up, guys? KO here. And despite all the madness surrounding the NBA right now with protocols and cancellations, I wanted to quickly talk about this year's Christmas Day games. To me, it really feels like the NBA has become a Christmas staple as they schedule a 12-hour marathon of marquee matchups for fans to watch throughout the day with their families. Another staple along with the Christmas Day games is Stephen Curry phoning in a piss-poor performance. And before I get into the numbers, I just want to make it clear, I am not a Stephen Curry hater. He's actually one of my favorite players of all time. But over the years, it's just been astounding to watch him underperform every single time he takes the floor on Christmas. It's not like we're talking about a role player who drops from 10 points a game to 5 on some random date. This is one of the greatest players ever playing awful on one of the biggest days of the year for the NBA, like clockwork. And it is just a regular season game, so it isn't super important, but the NBA markets the hell out of their Christmas Day games, so it must drive them crazy to have one of their biggest faces disappear every time he's scheduled. To start, let's quickly take a look at Steph's career numbers. 24 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists per game on 47% shooting from the field and 43% from downtown. First ballot Hall of Fame numbers. Now take a look at his Christmas Day stats. In 8 games, he averages just 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 6.8 assists per game on an egregious 30% from the field and 20% from 3. This is the greatest shooter ever we're talking about, shooting 20% on 6 attempts a game. That drop-off is absolutely nuts, but it's not like he's had a few really bad games to skew his numbers down. He's always been terrible on this day. He's never shot above 41% from the field and has never scored more than 19 points on Christmas. These numbers are legitimately terrible and play a major part why he's just 3-5 on Christmas Day games. I wish I could figure out why Steph struggles so much on Christmas, but I have no idea, mainly because he himself also has no idea. When asked about it, Curry simply said he doesn't really know why it's such a tough go for him on this particular day. This could be totally irrelevant, but Steph is known as a devout Christian and has credited his faith as a major reason for overcoming his endless ankle injuries in the beginning of his career. So my only guess would be that he actually spends his Christmas Eve celebrating since he has to play the next day, which ends up throwing off his routine and causes him to be out of rhythm on Christmas. Again, this could be totally wrong, but it's the only somewhat reasonable guess I have to why he's so bad on this day every single time he plays. Regardless, the struggle is real for Curry, and it always leads to bad press for him since so many people are watching every year. For example, when the Warriors played the Cavs for the first time since acquiring KD on Christmas 2016, Steph had a quiet 15 points in a losing effort while Kyrie had 25 and hit the game winner. This was fresh off the 2016 finals where fans said that Kyrie is actually better than Steph after dominating him in the finals matchup, so this just poured even more fuel onto that fire. And then last year, Golden State got blown out by 39 points against the Bucks, which is fresh off the heels of Golden State being dominated by the Nets a few nights prior to open the season. This led to some Redditors pulling stats like this, talking about how over the course of the last 2 seasons, Curry was shooting just 23% from 3. Of course, this stat was cherry-picked by the 5 games he played during the 2019-20 season and the 2 games he played at that point, but people still willingly ran with it. He ended the Kyrie comparisons with back-to-back championships in 2017 and 18, and then did more of the same last season when he led the league in scoring at unreal efficiency. So this talk doesn't really seem to get to Steph much at all, but it doesn't stop people from trying to make his Christmas Day struggles bigger than they are. All this brings us to this year's matchup where Steph is matched up against the Suns, the team the Warriors are currently neck and neck with at the top of the Western Conference. If I had to guess what's going to happen, barring any health and safety protocol surprises, it's that Curry plays awful and the Suns win. And given that Steph already had an awful performance against the Suns earlier this year, the narrative is going to build that Phoenix seems to have his number and that the Suns will be able to shut down Curry if they meet down the line in the playoffs. All of this can be avoided if he has a good game this Saturday, but that seems very unlikely to happen. So brace yourself for the traditional post-Christmas Curry slander, and I'll see you guys next time.